Hello everyone, this is the Unicorn of War, and welcome to my 2018 resolutions. This doesn't have a script like usual, so if I start rambling, that's why. But, I started this channel randomly because I thought it would be fun, and now I'm doing it, seriously, uploading videos at least once a day during, the weekdays, and just, I'm having a blast. Having more fun than I could have thought. And if you follow me on Twitter, which you should, it's a really fun time, shameless plug, you'll know that I'm also working on a novel, and this is kind of my avenue to market myself as a creator. That's why, if you've been wondering why I have the writing tip videos on Thursdays, to try to market myself to a different audience, because I know not all you guys, most of you are here for the Ruby stuff. You're not really interested in the other stuff I might have to offer. That's fine. But, it's to have a broader appeal outside the usual Ruby audience. Still, I figured this would be a really good time to, just state the goals that I have for this year, because I feel, even though the last 2 years have been a dumpster fire, and this year is no doubt going to be a massive dumpster fire given the trend, I feel, for me personally, this is my year to shine. This is the year that I finally take the real step forward towards my writing career, and not just that, I'm possibly taking YouTube more seriously. I mean, it's not going to be a job like it could have been a few years ago, because, adpocalypse, that's always fun. That's always fun. I've got 3 categories here. The first one is more business type stuff. That's YouTube, that's my book, that's all that kind of stuff. Second is personal. Third category isn't really goals per se, but they're just things I'm looking forward to, because I feel it's important to remember what the future could hold. To keep yourself moving forward. If you keep going, then you'll be rewarded with X thing. Okay, so first businessy stuff. First goal, this is the big one, is to finally publish my book. Now, this book, I started shortly after I graduated from high school in 2016. I started thinking about it a little bit before my graduation, but I didn't actually start the first draft till that August. And since then, I finished the first draft, and I'm about a little more than halfway through my 4th draft, and I am so proud I actually managed to do it, and it's actually coming along really, really well. I'm talking with my friend who's a really great artist. If you saw that pinned tweet I used to have with the original character arc by my friend Rain's Grace, she's my friend Eva. She's a really great artist, and I trust that with her doing the artwork and the cover art, it's going to be fantastic, and that's going to be the huge marketing tool that I need to get my book out there, because, then I'll have a visual to back it up. Then people can be like, oh, I think I saw that somewhere. That could be interesting. We still have to talk about it, because her schedule has been really hectic, so we've been trying to figure out when we can meet up to talk about it for real. But once that's done, I can start working on book trailers, to put on all my social media. I was thinking especially Instagram, because I don't really use my Instagram all that much, because I hate pictures of myself, I hate selfies, but I figured that would be a great way, especially with the huge reader and writer community there. That would be the best place to put all of the art and book trailer stuff. And then there's all the marketing, which the trailers tie into. I still have to do formatting, and I have to get it fully edited. And then there's also more technical stuff, like buying ISBNs. That's always fun. But my goal, this is a dream goal. I don't expect to hit it. It's not all that realistic, especially for an indie author who's just starting out, but my crack dream goal, if you will, is to sell at least 10,000 copies by the end of the book's first year. So that's going into 2019. And ideally, I want my book out by summer, possibly fall if I have to extend it, because I want to make sure I put the best product out there possible. But to sell 10,000 copies would be just, to sell even 1 copy, honestly, it hopefully the person would love it and become obsessed with my characters and world. That would just mean everything to me. But real talk, it would mean I'm much closer to financial independence. It means the writing career is starting to take off, and, I'll be able to do what I love and be free. And I feel that is worth more than I could ever realize. And then once that's done, I've been working on Fairytale Retellings because, one, they're a lot more likely to sell because people are actively looking for Fairytale Retellings. And also, I just thought they'd be very fun to put my dark twist on public domain stuff. I have 2 that I want to get out by this year alongside my main novel, Diseneribus, but I want to keep them secret for right now. I'm probably going to talk about them more when they're closer to being ready. They're a lot less hefty than my main book. Like, they're standalone, so I don't have to worry so much about making them perfect like my main novel, if you know what I mean. And then for YouTube, it's to reach 500 subscribers. I know to some that might seem small, to me that seems gigantic. Smaller channels tend to have more problems on modern YouTube than they used to because the algorithm is just not working in our favor anymore, and with the demonetization crisis and the adpocalypse especially, YouTube was never stable, but now it's more unstable than ever. It's like trying to build your business on quicksand. It's a great avenue to get your name out there and to start like building a platform, but you don't want it to be the crux of your platform or else it's gonna fall apart. That's why the books are gonna be my cornerstone, whereas the YouTube channel is just, hey, if you wanna get to know me, here you go. Here's some fun content to hopefully to make some money on the side at some point. And like, if you like my content and you want to support me, try checking out my book. I will say though, the book does have some Easter eggs for Ruby especially, so that should be fun. And then there was Start the Ruby Abridged series. Now, I tried to start an Abridged series before for Sailor Moon Crystal, but I didn't follow through on it because it was during a time where my motivation was waning. I was extremely tired constantly. I just wanted to give up. I was in a really dark place, and I was just not ready to take on a gigantic project like that. But this one, I plan on doing it myself, like doing all the voices myself and doing it at my own pace, so that way, I'm not stressing myself out. And hopefully it can reach more people who aren't like looking for theory videos or reviews, just people looking for fun Ruby content. So long as the copyright ID system isn't being a bitch. And then we have personal goals. Yay! This one is going to be familiar to Ruby fans. The first one is stop pushing people away. I'm kind of like Blake, where I really don't want to burden people with my problems, so I push them away, I isolate myself, and that's much more harmful in the long run. But in the heat of the moment, you don't realize that. You're just like, if I'm around them, I'm gonna hurt them, I'm gonna be toxic, I need to get away from them. And I want to stop doing that. I can't do it all at once because of the barriers that I put up. Like, if I were to dismantle them all at once, I feel I would crash, I would break, and it would not be a pretty sight. So I'm hoping slowly, as my confidence builds, I feel like it'll work in tandem with my book because, once I have a sort of career going, I won't feel as ashamed around people. And the second one is to be more confident and to stop letting people shame me and walk all over me. I've dealt with this problem pretty much my whole life, but especially as I've been writing my book, I've gotten odd looks. Most of the people in my life have been extremely supportive. They're like, I will buy the book and I will shove it into everyone's face that I know. And it's great, it's wonderful, but it's just, all it really takes is one negative comment to really get you. And just, those people suck. Those people suck. Like, if you can cut them out of your life as much as you can, do it. It's just, they're not worth your mental health. But for me, I'm in a situation where I can't do that yet. And that's part of why I want the book to succeed, is that I will reach a point where I'm able to break free and where I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to live with a shield up constantly. But I feel that writing a book has really thickened my skin, and I'm proud of myself, and I feel like kind of Weiss in that. Like, she's done letting her father and her brother walk all over her and treat her like garbage, and I feel I'm developing a much thicker skin. It's just been taking a while, but I am so ready to just break free at this point. Third is to take more pride in my accomplishments. I've already talked about this with my book. So proud that I actually managed to do it. I mean, how many people can say that they actually wanted to write a book and then followed through on it, not once, not twice, but thrice? Yes, that is a word. That is a word. Well, 3.5 times. Hopefully 4 before the end of January. And the fourth one is to let the past go and to enjoy the present and look forward to the future instead of dreading it. Looking back on your decisions and just cringing at how you used to be, and it just means you've really changed. And to look back on how much I've changed, even within like the last year. Like, I look back a year ago while I was still working on my book. Like, I hadn't even finished the first draft. In fact, there was this weird slump where I stopped writing for like, I think a month, maybe 2 months, because I just lost all motivation. And that person is just totally different from the person I am now. Like, I will fight through it and I will get the project done no matter what. Like, if I feel like crap, I'll take a step away from it and then I'll come back later and I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad. This is actually pretty good. And I want to enjoy being alive now and being able to do what I love. And I want to look forward to the future and be optimistic about my work. Like, if I'm smart enough in the marketing, other people will love it and I'll be okay. And then the things I'm looking forward to in 2018. The first couple still have to do with my book. I know this feels like probably an advertisement for my book, but like, I want to be real. This book really does mean that much to me. Like, I put my soul into this thing, and it is the thing I am most proud of. So the first one is becoming a full-fledged author. To me, you're already a writer if you write regularly and you cannot imagine doing anything else. I think when people say aspiring writer, what they mean is an aspiring author. To be an author means that you have published, whether traditionally or with a small press or going indie, self-publishing. That's when you can fully call yourself an author. And I know the bar has been set incredibly low, but I want to make sure I'm releasing the best product that I possibly can. And I've weighed traditional versus indie publishing, and I feel indie is definitely the route I want to go down. It best fits me and my plan for the future. I'm not just gonna plop it on Amazon with like a shitty cover and description and just give up there. No, it takes a lot more than that, and I'm willing to put in that work because it is worth it and I have faith in this thing I created that much. And the second, it's kind of a personal thing, but it also still has to do with my book. It's a launch party for my book. This was actually an idea by one of my closest friends. She's been supportive of me the whole way, and she said that when the book launches, she wants to have a launch party with us and a lot of our friends and just celebrate the fact that it's out there. It's about to be out there. This is probably like not the day of launch, but like before launch. I would imagine the night before it launches. And like we had this idea of the cover being everywhere and maybe like a cake with like the cover on it. Just fun stuff like that. Just to have a night to celebrate that I did this, whether it succeeds or fails, that it's real, that it matters, and that it's out there for people to enjoy. And there was this other idea that we had. That's if it's a monster success, which in all likelihood is not going to happen, but I can dream. If it like succeeds beyond my wildest expectations, this friend who came up with the idea, along with my friend who's doing like the cover art, the three of us would go on this trip to Disney World to celebrate. I know that's cheesy as hell, but if it does turn out that way, what better way to celebrate it and like ferment it as this is reality, this is a real thing, you're not dreaming, you can do this now. Like, you have the freedom and the resources to be able to do this now. Again, it's all likelihood not gonna happen, but it's nice to keep it like just in case, because you never know, because a lot of this is based on luck. Now, non-book related stuff. The Ruby Volume 5 finale and the soundtrack. God, this volume is insane, and the last episode, my god, my heart. But I am so excited to see what they do with the end of Volume 5. We haven't had that many songs in Volume 5, so I'm hoping that these last episodes will pack a lot of songs in, or at least there'll be a lot of soundtrack-only songs like there were for Volume 1. I will say, I know for sure that like a lot of those songs, at least half of that soundtrack, is going on my writing playlist once it's out. And then, if they stick to the release schedule they've had for the last few volumes, we'll have Volume 6 to look forward to in fall, and it's just to think how far Ruby has come. It's kind of a hot mess, but we love it anyway. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 is finally releasing after 13 goddamn years. I swear to God, they planned that fucking number of years, my god. But, oh my god, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's a fucking mess. The story is a dumpster fire, but I love it anyway. And along with Kingdom Hearts 3 and all the Pixar worlds, there's more than likely going to be a new song. I love Simple and Clean and Sanctuary, but I'm kind of sick of them, so to hear a new Utada song oh my god, it's going to give me so much life. And then there were the movies for the Dream Arc for Sailor Moon Crystal. I didn't like the first 2 seasons of Sailor Moon Crystal. I didn't hate them, but like they were blech to me. And then Sailor Moon Crystal Season 3 happened, and I loved it. Looking back, I think I was in hype mode more than anything. It wasn't amazing, it was great, it was really good, and now they're doing movies for the Dream Arc, and I am so excited because this is so different from the 90s anime, and to think of what the animation could look like with the budget for a full movie is just, oh, give it to me now. Although, knowing Toei, they're not gonna tell us until like literally the week before it drops, because this is what they do with Sailor Moon. It's infuriating, but I am so excited to more than likely see the first film this year, probably, and then next year will be the next film, I think. I don't know how this is gonna work, but God, I'm so excited. And there you go, those are my resolutions and things I'm looking forward to in 2018. Again, sorry if I rambled nonsensically and I sound boring as fuck because this isn't scripted, but I felt this would be more genuine for you guys. Like, I didn't expect people to love my content as much as they do, and I'm really looking forward to expanding it in 2018 and just making 2018 my year in terms of both YouTube and my book and my personal life. So here's to 2018. Here's hoping no one fucks it up. Something bad's gonna happen. Something terrible is gonna happen. Something awful is coming. I can feel it. Anyway, we'll end this on a positive note. Thank you guys so much. If you were able to get through this, thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Let's make this our year.